vast theater of life, where unseen battles unfold, vaccines stand as one of humanity's most remarkable inventions. They represent the pinnacle of our quest for health and safety, transforming our understanding of disease prevention into a powerful reality. Imagine a shield, crafted not from metal, but from the delicate interplay of science and the body's own defenses. This shield provides a safeguard against formidable pathogens, enabling our species to thrive despite the lurking threats of infections that once ravaged populations. Vaccines harness the innate wisdom of our immune system, training it to recognize and combat adversaries it has never encountered. At their core, vaccines encapsulate a profound simplicity. A tiny fraction of the enemy is introduced to the body in a controlled manner, akin to a fire drill preparing firefighters for an actual blaze. This approach allows the immune system, a complex network of cells and processes, to practice its response without the risk of the disease itself. With each vaccinated individual, we build a fortress, varying from the expansive ramparts of herd immunity to the personal defense that wards off illness. This preventative measure draws upon centuries of medical discovery, culminating in an intricate dance of biology and mathematics where the odds are stacked in favor of life. As we delve deeper into the universe of vaccines, we begin to unravel the incredible mechanics behind this training process. Picture the immune system as a vigilant army, with specialized soldiers ready to recognize unique markers, or antigens, presented by invading pathogens. This is no ordinary army. It learns and adapts. Vaccines provide the training ground, allowing these immune soldiers, particularly B cells and T cells, to memorize the features of the antigens. When the real pathogen threatens, they spring into action with speed and precision, equipped with knowledge honed well in advance. The beauty of this system is that the immune response isn't just quick, it's also powerful. Memory cells ensure long-lasting protection, similar to how a seasoned captain recalls the terrain of past battles, guiding new recruits to victory. One of the most thrilling realizations in the realm of vaccination is not merely its efficacy, but the sheer breadth of its impact on society. Diseases that once seemed insurmountable are now manageable, even relegated to the history books. Smallpox, once a global scourge, is now eradicated, a triumph that resonates through generations. This incredible narrative of success, carved from the collective efforts of scientists and healthcare professionals, evokes a profound sense of awe, grounding our understanding of biology in tangible human lives saved. Such progress has far-reaching implications, transcending individual health to advance community resilience and social stability. As we stand at this crossroads of medical enlightenment, we can begin to comprehend the monumental journey vaccines undertake, from the lab bench to the inoculation room. Each vaccine is a masterclass in ingenuity, meticulously crafted to ensure safety and efficacy. This journey speaks not only of scientific triumph, but also of our shared responsibility to safeguard ourselves and our societies. The exploration of vaccines is not merely a tale of technology. It is a deep dive into the very essence of what it means to be human, forging bonds of trust and solidarity to face the common threats that challenge us all. In the next chapter, we will enter the intricate world of the immune system itself, uncovering how it discerns friend from foe in its tireless mission to guard our health. In the intricate tapestry of life, where myriad organisms interact and compete for survival, the immune system stands as a vigilant guardian. It operates tirelessly, its primary mission being the detection and neutralization of potential threats that range from invasive bacteria to insidious viruses. This remarkable system, composed of specialized cells and proteins, is the key to understanding how vaccines can effectively train our bodies. Armed with the knowledge of how our immune system functions, we can appreciate the genius behind vaccination in the battle against infectious diseases. Imagine the immune system as a highly trained army, always on alert for intruders. At the forefront are sentinel cells known as macrophages, which patrol the body like watchful sentinels. When a pathogen slips past the outer defenses, these macrophages spring into action, engulfing the invaders and in the process displaying fragments of their molecular structure. known as antigens. This act is akin to a scout reporting back to headquarters. The information is vital as it alerts other cells of the immune system, particularly the T cells and B cells, to the presence of a threat. T cells, the strategists of this defense network, either directly attack infected cells or coordinate the wider immune response, while B cells produce antibodies, the precision-guided missiles aimed specifically at neutralizing those invaders. But just as an army requires training to respond effectively to new threats, so does the immune system. The initial exposure to a pathogen enables the immune system to learn and adapt. This memory formation occurs through a process known as clonal selection, where B cells that successfully bind to an antigen undergo rapid multiplication. Some of these B cells will become long-lived memory cells, ensuring that if the same pathogen invades the body again, a swift, potent response is already in place. This foundation of immunological memory is crucial. It provides the framework upon which vaccines build. By simulating an infection without causing illness, vaccines introduce harmless components of pathogens, or antigens, into the body. This signals the immune system to engage, learn, and remember, all without the risk of disease.
Consider this process as akin to a fire drill. When an alarm sounds,
the participants may not be facing a real fire, yet the exercise prepares them for a potential emergency. In the same vein, vaccines prepare the immune system by presenting it with a harmless version or a piece of the pathogen. This primes the immune response, so that when the actual pathogen arrives, the body can react with well-rehearsed efficiency. With every vaccination, the immune memory banks grow richer, enhancing our biological defenses against disease. Understanding the inner workings of our immune responses is not just an academic pursuit. It opens doors to the potential of vaccines as powerful tools for global health. With every vaccine administered, a shield is forged, an invisible barrier that not only protects individuals, but fortifies communities against the spread of disease. This cycle of recognition, response, and memory encapsulates the essence of immunological training, revealing a symphony of cellular interactions, all dedicated to safeguarding our health. As we marvel at this divine architecture, we prepare to delve into the science underpinning the mechanisms of immune training through vaccination. This scientific pathway showcases how these extraordinary preventatives are crafted, enhancing not just personal immunity, but collective resilience in the face of evolving pathogens. At the core of vaccination lies a remarkable process known as immune training, where the body learns to recognize and combat pathogens. Imagine the immune system as a sophisticated military organization, constantly vigilant for encroaching threats. However, this complex defense network does not wait passively for invaders to strike. Instead, it undergoes rigorous preparation, much like a well-drilled army, gearing up for various scenarios. Vaccines act as the simulation exercises, introducing a harmless mimicry of a pathogen. Through this controlled exposure, they arm the immune system with the intelligence needed to identify and tackle real-world threats effectively. When a vaccine is administered, it introduces a component related to a pathogen. This could be a weakened or inactive strain of the virus, a piece of its genetic material, or a harmless protein. This component is often referred to as an antigen. The immune system, with its intricate layers, responds by deploying a variety of specialized cells. The first responders, known as antigen-presenting cells, ingest the vaccine's antigen and display fragments of it on their surfaces, much like a shopkeeper showcasing a product. This captivating display draws the attention of T cells, the directors of the immune response. With the antigen's identity recognized, these T cells swiftly activate, issuing commands to B cells, which are the true architects of immunity. B cells go into overdrive, producing specific antibodies tailored to target the introduced antigen. These antibodies then circulate throughout the body, ready to neutralize the pathogen should it ever appear. This process engenders a memory, a long-lasting imprint in the immune system's record. Memory cells, both T and B types, form an elite reserve, ready to spring into action years or even decades later. The next time the immune system encounters the actual pathogen, it responds with remarkable speed and efficiency, often neutralizing the threat before one even feels the sting of infection. This ability to remember is akin to a seasoned soldier recalling the strategies learned in past battles, allowing for the rapid mobilization of defenses when needed. Yet, the brilliance of vaccination extends beyond merely training the immune system to recognize an invader. It lays the groundwork for a communal defense. By vaccinating individuals, we create a ripple effect throughout communities. As more people gain immunity, the chances of an outbreak diminish, forming a barrier of protection for those who cannot be vaccinated due to medical reasons. This phenomenon is termed herd immunity, resembling a fortress where each vaccinated individual acts as a brick in the wall, shielding the vulnerable from potential harm. The less a pathogen can spread, the more lives are safeguarded. The evolution of vaccines has become a cornerstone of public health, embodying the intricate interplay between science and society. With each successful inoculation, we take a decisive step in the ongoing battle against diseases that have plagued humanity for centuries. It's a story of resilience, not only of the immune system that learns and adapts, but also of society coming together to safeguard its collective health. As we delve into the fascinating journey of developing vaccines, from the initial spark of an idea in the lab to the moment a vaccine enters a person's arm, we find ourselves at the intersection of innovation, collaboration, and profound hope. The journey from the laboratory to the arm is a remarkable odyssey, combining cutting-edge science, rigorous testing, and unwavering dedication. In the sterile halls of research institutions and biotechnology firms, scientists embark on an intricate process that transforms theoretical concepts into life-saving vaccines. Imagine, for a moment, that each vaccine is a meticulously crafted key, designed to unlock the body's defense mechanisms. It all begins with the identification of a pathogen, bacteria or virus, that poses a threat to human health. Researchers study the biological characteristics of this adversary, seeking to understand its vulnerabilities while mapping its structure and behavior. Once a target is identified, the next crucial step is to create a vaccine candidate, which can take several forms, from weakened or inactivated pathogens to pieces of the virus, such as proteins or genetic material. This stage resembles the crafting of a puzzle piece. Each candidate must fit perfectly within the immune system's intricate landscape to elicit a robust and protective response. Consider it akin to preparing a tailored weapon that specifically trains soldiers in the art of battle, enabling them to recognize and combat an enemy with precision. Here, scientists utilize both time-honored methods and innovative technologies such as mRNA platforms that instruct the body to produce a critical part of the pathogen, prompting an immune response without causing disease. After the initial development, these vaccine candidates journey through a series of rigorous clinical trials. Think of this process as a meticulous trial run for a new vehicle. It begins by assessing the safety of the vaccine in small groups. Here, scientists collect data on potential side effects and the body's reactions. Subsequently, they expand the trials to larger populations, testing the vaccine's efficacy, its ability to trigger a protective immune response, and ultimately, to prevent infection in real-world scenarios. These phases are overseen by regulatory bodies to ensure that only the most effective and safe vaccines make it to market, a testament to our commitment to public health. Once a vaccine demonstrates its safety and efficacy, the final leg of its journey starts. Manufacturing ramps up as teams work tirelessly to produce sufficient quantities for mass distribution, akin to scaling up production lines in a factory where quality control is paramount. Every batch must be tested meticulously, assuring that each dose retains the necessary potency to train the immune system effectively. Then comes the intricate dance of logistics, delivering vaccines to pharmacies, clinics, and hospitals, echoing an elaborate supply chain ensuring that every part of society has access to these tools of prevention. The final moment arrives, when a needle punctures the skin, and the carefully crafted vaccine enters the bloodstream. It is a moment rich with potential, a direct connection between scientific ingenuity and personal health. With each injection, the body embarks on its own journey of immune training, equipped now with the knowledge to recognize and combat future threats. In this transformative process, vaccines serve not just as individual shields, but as a collective defense, fortifying entire communities against infectious diseases.
As each dose finds its way into an arm, the societal implications of this journey emerge, a safer tomorrow, forged in the fires of scientific discovery and public trust. The dialogue around vaccines continues, evolving as we strive for a healthier future, with the promise of protection woven deeply into the fabric of human collaboration. As the sun sets on a world increasingly shaped by the marvel of vaccination, we find ourselves standing at the intersection of science and humanity, where the efforts of researchers and healthcare workers converge to create a brighter, healthier future. Vaccination has not merely been a tool of science, it has been a catalyst for societal transformation. To understand its profound impact, we must look beyond individual immunity and explore how these medical interventions have woven themselves into the fabric of society, reducing the burden of disease and fostering community health. Throughout history, outbreaks of infectious diseases have imposed staggering social and economic costs. Consider the devastation wrought by smallpox, a disease that once claimed millions of lives. The advent of the smallpox vaccine not only prevented illness, but also accelerated the journey toward global eradication. With the last known natural case in 1977, smallpox stands as a testament to what the collective efforts of humanity can achieve through vaccination. This legacy of prevention engenders a ripple effect. When a population is immunized, the benefits extend far beyond individual protection. Herd immunity emerges, creating a shield that protects the most vulnerable, including those who cannot be vaccinated due to medical reasons. In this way, vaccines serve as a communal safeguard, fortifying society against the resurgence of once-dominant diseases. Economically, vaccines have proven to be an astute investment for nations around the world. The cost of preventing illness is substantially less than the burden of treating disease. For every dollar spent on vaccination, healthcare systems can save approximately $10 in medical costs and lost productivity. This economic argument is not merely mathematical. It embodies the potential to redirect resources toward education, innovation, and community development, fostering a cycle of advancement that extends far beyond healthcare. As a society invests in its citizens through vaccination, it liberates the future generation from the shackles of preventable diseases, allowing them to thrive and contribute more robustly to the world. Moreover, the impact of vaccination permeates global outreach, fostering compassion and collaboration across borders. Vaccination campaigns in developing nations have alleviated disparities and brought life-saving treatments to those in dire need. Programs such as Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, have made strides in delivering vaccines to children in some of the world's poorest regions, thereby diminishing child mortality rates and imparting the right to health as a fundamental human value. This transformation humanizes our understanding of disease prevention, reminding us that the fight against infectious diseases is a collective one, transcending geographical, political, and economic lines. Yet, the legacy of vaccination also invites us to confront the challenges ahead. Misinformation, vaccine hesitancy, and emerging pathogens threaten to undermine the incredible progress made, highlighting the ongoing need for education, transparency, and community engagement. The future of vaccination is not merely about developing new vaccines, but nurturing the trust that binds communities to scientific evidence. It calls for each of us to recognize our role in the narrative of collective health, advocating for the power of prevention and mutual respect for one another's well-being. In this way, the legacy of vaccination is not only one of triumph, but also a reminder of our shared responsibility. As we stand on the threshold of advancements in immunization technology and broaden our understanding of infectious diseases, we are called to continue writing this story together, one where the echoes of past victories propel us forward into uncharted territories of health and hope. The journey toward a safer future is ongoing, and every individual holds a part of that story as interconnected members of a global community committed to reinforcing the immune system of society itself.